What's up, y'all? This is Astro doing the daily moon horoscope reading for September 12th, 2018, okay? So, at 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon is going to be in 21 degrees Libra. And then later on in the day, it's going to move into the first decan of Scorpio. Allergies are wilding again, so sorry for all the sniffling, okay? My nose is really stuffed. And it's just my allergies are wilding. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, with the moon being this third decan of Libra, right? That makes it a Mercury moon. So we're focusing on the details of relationships. We're definitely being focusing on how we communicate to relate with people, how our minds are and our thought process is connected to how we relate to people, how people can give us new knowledge about ourselves and our environment and our community, and just kind of like building off of that information, how we can use that information to build relationships, whether romantic or platonic or business or whatever. So, with all this, of course, since the moon is going to be the third decan of Libra, our emotions are connected to, these thoughts that we're having. So, dope shit, right? And then, later on in the day, the moon's going to move into the first decan of Scorpio. The first decan of Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and the Scorpio in general is ruled by Pluto. So deep Pluto energy. What's interesting is that, we're focusing at first the details of the relationship and how we communicate and how our thoughts are connected to how we feel about relationships. And when you do that, you kind of get deeper and deeper into the person and how they feel, because it's not, when you relate to people, it's not only how you feel, it's how they feel. And so when you get into the details and talk about how you communicate with folks and how they think and how you think, then your emotions start to be included in here. So of course the transition is easy, move from third decan Libra to first decan Pluto. Now, first decan Scorpio, excuse me. Like I said, the first decan of Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so it's this deep emotional bond that we're feeling, emotional connection, for sure. Because of that transition. And so, we're really focused on those type of things, those deep emotions that we feel where we're emotionally connected with others, intimately connected with others. Of course, this, Pluto and Scorpio, that whole energy is connected to sex, but it's also connected to any type of emotional bonding that you have. So it can be platonic, but most likely it's romantic. Okay. This sign and also this decan in particular is ruled by death and transformation. Not necessarily, physical death, so don't worry about that. But definitely an emotional death, a spiritual death and rebirth. You get what I'm saying? This decan is also ruled by money. Shared money, though. So someone else's money coming to you and how your feelings about that. So that might be what you're emotionally connected with during this time. Okay? For the later day of September 12th into the earlier day of September 13th. Okay? So let's look at how this moon is first aspecting 21 degrees Libra, and then I'm going to push it over to when it's in the first decan of Scorpio, and I'm talking about how it's aspecting that as well. Okay, so let's look. Just like yesterday, there's only two aspects here. The first aspect is this moon is square Pluto, okay? Pluto's in Capricorn. And so what's happening here is that, of course, our emotions are connected to relating to others. The details are related to others, how they think and how it's connected to how we think and how all that's connected to our emotions. You know what I mean? We're still focusing on relating with people while Pluto is not giving a fuck about that. Pluto wants to see, like, okay, how can I build myself up, get the status and reputation that I want, and get the empowerment out of that, get the empowerment that I want how can I use the intimate relationships and emotional relationships that I have to build the status up? Or how can I, switch it over and get empowerment through, beyond get empowerment through my intimate relationships, but how can I get the specific status I want in a relationship too? So that's definitely counted here as well. But most likely it's the latter. So, there's a disagreement there because, your emotions wants to focus more on building, relating with people and understanding the intricacies and details of them, while, your personal empowerment is really pushing you to build your status up, build your career up, build your reputation up. And it's not really thinking about the details of relating with people. They're like, all right, whatever, cool, but how is this helping you? Libra is very liberal in the sense of like, let's talk to everyone. Let's kind of get what everyone thinks. Well, Pluto's like, nah, cut that shit. Pluto and Capricorn. It's kind of like, nah, cut that shit. Let's talk to the people that we need to talk to, and that's it. So that's where the disagreement's happening. But they both are initiators though, so they have some agreeances, but just how they go about things is a little bit different. Okay. And then this moon again is also, like yesterday, in conjuncting Neptune, like I mentioned before. It's very similar to yesterday, but slightly different with the moon being in the third decan of Libra. The moon again wants to focus on the details of relating with people, how understanding people's minds, how their community is connected to their emotions and relationships that they have, like really just learning from other people, learning from their experiences and exchanging that information. While Neptune and Pisces, it's like, yes, don't really focus on people, focus on the people that you can't see, the entities that you can't see, and how you communicate with them and strengthen your own communication with them. And yes, you're relating to entities that are not there, that's not 3D, but you need to kind of work on yourself to kind of talk to these unseen entities. And so it's really trying to open your mind up to that. And so that's where the inconjunct's happening. It's kind of like Pisces wants you to communicate, but to these unseen entities that are not there, and God and stuff that's not visible. Well, the moon is, deep down inside, you want to actually talk to people who are like, you can see, you can touch them, you can feel them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the disconnection there. But, let me push over so I can give you the exact time when the moon is going to be moving over to Scorpio. Excuse me, guys. My allergies are so bad. So it's going to be around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time when the moon is going to be moving over to Scorpio. Now, let me push it over till the moon is around 5 degrees. Round 2 is around 5 degrees. Oh, actually, that's funny. It's not going to hit 5 degrees until it's around 12 o'clock. So I'll stick to like 3 degrees of Scorpio, okay? We'll talk about the aspects that way. So yeah, I'll be like in the later part of 3 degrees Scorpio around 8 o'clock p.m. And so with that, the moon is going to be conjunct Venus. How interesting, right? So with the moon and Venus in conjunction, our emotions are going to be very softened. No matter if we have a square, opposite, whatever, our moons are going to be, our emotions and how we feel deep inside is going to be softened. We're going to let our guards down and really start focusing on emotionally bonding with others and getting our desires from this emotional bonding, this intimate bonding. Now, again, this emotional bonding, intimate bonding can be romantic or platonic. It could be platonic in the sense of shared worth, other people's worth, right? So, for instance, like, the 8th house can definitely rule you like being an accountant for somebody. You get what I'm saying? And y'all are intimate because you really get to see other people's money. Y'all don't have a romantic relationship, but you really get, their private information. So it's kind of like that, right? So this definitely could be romantic or platonic, but with Venus here, it does make romance a little bit easier, to sweeten it a little bit. And so if you really want to have if you really desire emotionally connected with others and really understanding y'all's emotions and how you feel, and kind of you want to have that transformative love. Beautiful time to do it. Beautiful day to start that. Okay. The wonderful thing, if we kind of add money involved, is that Venus represents both. Venus represents, material worth and, self-worth, kind of like building your own material worth. And Scorpio generally represents shared worth, or the 8th house does. But Scorpio kind of embodies this energy too of like shared worth, getting money from others. And so you might be in a situation where you can build your own self up through other people's money, or build, you can invest into people, like kind of make your money someone else's money and invest into them and stuff like that. So good money exchange times 2. And then the thing is, it's like that you are emotionally involved and emotionally connected to what you're getting your money to, or what you're getting money for. So it's really nice energy here. Okay. And then, some of this energy is going to spill over to the 13th too. The moon's going to be moving over to Jupiter. So good shit right there. Okay. This moon is also going to be sextile Saturn. Dope energy right there as well. So when it comes to this, you are really into, again, emotionally bonding with others, intimately connecting with others in a romantic or platonic way. Now, Saturn is more on the platonic side. So if you want to use this energy to really build up your money, kind of really connect with people on an intimate level to build up your status and your money, you can do that, because with Capricorn and Saturn and Capricorn, you're trying to gain your authority through your reputation and your status. And sometimes you got to get close with people and connect with them. The difference between Libra and Capricorn, and the moon in Libra with the Saturn, and the moon in Scorpio with the Saturn, is that Libra is kind of like just wanting to get to know anyone, and Saturn and Capricorn is kind of seeing it like, yeah, you just want to talk and learn, like we have shit to do. But the thing is with Scorpio, since the energy is so fixed, you can fix that energy to emotionally connect with people, to kind of sway them into kind of seeing things your way and kind of building your way. It's just that Scorpio and both Capricorn kind of take things a little bit more seriously. They're not just trying to learn from whatever. They're taking things seriously, and that's why the energies flow a little bit better. Okay. So, freaking Saturn's all about this. Saturn's like, yes, go ahead, connect with that people, or with them people, really put all your focus onto them, just so you can, build your status up and your relationship up. You can also, and reputation up. You can also build this lovely relationship with this person too. The thing is, though, if you can also see it on the romantic side, because again, like Capricorn can be romantic if they feel like it, if they trust you. But Scorpio's the same way. You only get the romance of Scorpio if they really trust you. And then you can kind of give the status of the relationship and really connect that way. So it can be romantic for sure, but you can definitely swing this to be more of a business type of opportunity too. Okay. But this moon will be square Mars. Okay. So you're feeling like you really want to connect with people on an emotional level, or, whether it's romantic or platonic, of course. You really want to get to know them, see if you can trust them, vet them out, really, like, use your intelligence and second abilities to really connect with them. While, Mars in Aquarius is quite interesting. First of all, let's say whoop whoop to Mars being in Aquarius finally. I'm excited about it. But with Mars being in Aquarius, though, I mentioned this before that, Mars in Aquarius is driven. But the thing is that it's very motivated and driven when it comes to creating different ideas and really kind of building off of different ideas and getting really specific and like it's great for brainstorming, but not great for taking action, right? And with the thing is, that's the difference between Aquarius and Scorpio is that Aquarius is kind of similar to Libra in the sense of they want to see things in a logical sense, while Scorpio is really trying to emotionally understand and build with another person. So with emotions versus logic, they don't really connect that well, and so that's where the disconnect is. And Scorpio doesn't really like take action lightly. And Aquarius, but it will take action eventually if they feel like they can vet you out and trust you. Like Aquarius and Mars, just don't take action. They take action in their head. Like for them to actually move and do something, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's really difficult for them. Scorpio is difficult for them too, but nowhere near as it is if Mars is in Aquarius. So that's kind of the disagreement there. But they're both fixed energy, so they both know they have to kind of work things out, but they just again go through go kind of work things out and kind of filter things out in totally different ways. One is a more logical way, one is a more like emotionally and psychically vetting someone out type of way. You get what I'm saying? The moon is also in conjunct Chiron. And so in conjunctions is not the best, but it's not too bad. Again, our emotions are deeply connected to bonding with people, emotionally understanding people, it's seeing how they're moving romantically or platonically, while this Chiron is really focused internally about themselves. They're not really trying to connect with others right now. They're trying to heal themselves and all the pain and suffering they experience in their childhood that's connected to their appearance, personality, and persona. That's been something that's just been hanging in their head. And so, honestly, your emotions most is more focused on emotionally bonding with others, where like a part of your emotions too, or at least your head, is kind of focused on healing yourself. You don't really want to connect with others right now. So there's this kind of battle that you're going through. You've kind of even feel that, maybe I can use my emotion, use my pain, use this relationship that I'm building with others to heal my pain, but, you really can't. And you don't really get it until like later on in the day. So it's a little bit confusion there that I'm not going to be able to focus on this. So that's where the kind of, the disagreements or discord comes from. You know what I mean? It's a disagreement. Anyways, this moon is opposite Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, excuse me. And again, it's both fixed energy. The moon is focused, again, emotionally building relationships with others, building their trust, connecting with others, whether romantically or platonically. I feel like I'm saying that 1,000 times, but I have to really repeat it so you can really understand this aspect. While, again, Taurus energy is similar to Aries. They're right next to each other, where it's a more selfish type of energy. Now, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. We can balance it, okay? You can be selfless and selfish. You just need to learn how to balance it and don't be too much of either, okay? But regardless, with Uranus being in Taurus, you really are trying to work and understand your authenticity, your individuality, your uniqueness, and trying to accept it. Understand that it's a part of your self-worth, and that you can use this to even make yourself have some notoriety and make yourself different and make money off of the situation. You know what I mean? With Uranus being retrograde, this is definitely you internally kind of working these things out. So it's more of kind of like the selfish energy next to a more selfless energy. Kind of having a battle royale. Like deep down inside, you just want to really connect with people, bond with people emotionally. But, you have this energy to explore your authenticity and see what that has to do with anything. So that's where the imbalance is. And then lastly, this moon will be square your North Node. Again, with North Node being in Leo, I mentioned this before. More selfish, again, energy. because you're trying to build your creativity, have your self-expression, kind of focus on your talents, like that type of things, on about kind of focus on how you have fun. Is big on self-expression. The self-expression is about you expressing yourself. This moon is not about that. This moon is about relating with others on an emotional basis, really connecting with them, see if you can trust them. So again, a little discord here. It's funny because it looks like a lot of this energy is wanting you to be more selfish, while the moon is saying like, no, connect with others. Yeah. And so it's really up to you. You trying to emotionally connect with others, really see if they trust you, really see if you guys have a meeting of the minds and all that shit. Like, that is good. That's fine. But a lot of this other energy of the universe is wanting you to focus on self. So it's really up to you what you want to do. Do you want to like really kind of focus on your relationship? If you do, you just know that it's going to be a little bit difficult, because the rest of this energy wants you to not focus on other people. It wants you to focus on self. Or, do you like want to really focus on self? You do have Mars, Mars in Aquarius. Aquarius is not a selfish type of energy, because what it's doing is trying to consider everybody's thoughts. And that's why they have this big general thought. But the thing is like they build that thought into like a whole bunch of sub thoughts. You know what I mean? Or subcategories. And they're trying to make sure that everyone in the society or everyone in the group feels included. You know what I mean? In the most logical way possible. But still, it's squaring. You get what I'm saying? So the energy's still a little bit off, because, Mars is trying to be logical, while the moon in the later part of September 12th is trying to be more emotional, because you kind of transition into this logical way of thinking to this emotional way of thinking. Because when details start to be included, because this is, most of the day, Libra moon's going to be in the Mercury decade of Libra. When you start putting details in it, your emotions start to get involved, and you don't get logical about your emotions anymore. You start to actually put your emotions to your emotions, start to get the feelings in there, and you start caring, and that's why the transition is so it flows well. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, sorry for like me like talking crazy. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, but I think like this Mercury and Virgo is fucking with me, or maybe I talk crazy. That could be it. I feel like sometimes I could talk good though. I don't know. I've been suffering this summer for sure. Anywho, y'all, I don't know. I'm just really sensitive to Mercury transits, because Sun conjuncts my Mercury, so it makes you smart, but it makes you talk crazy apparently. Anywho. I hope you like this, y'all. This was one of my longer moon talks. Usually, my when I talk about the moon switching signs, is usually longer, but this one's pretty long. But anyway, please comment, like, subscribe, share, care, and all that good stuff. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/AstroDim, where you have both videos for patrons and free videos for everybody. Also, check out my other videos that I have available. Also, check out my Bed and Astrology. It's on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, fucking iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all of them, Anchor, of course. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Okay, love you guys. Peace.